And
you're representing your mom and I.
Yes. And I'm going to use this opportunity while I'm talking to you because I'm really appreciating the openness that I'm hearing from you from the time you're starting to call. I really appreciate how open you are and respectful you are, number one. Number two, see, listen, when things are going well, we want to celebrate and encourage one another to follow what is worth following if we're going to benefit. Likewise, when things are not going well, we're going to be willing to say what we shouldn't be promoting, what we shouldn't be supporting, and we should want to bring it to our attention as quick as possible so it wouldn't have to do unnecessary damage.
Yes.
So this is the responsibility we have. I had no other choice but to do what I'm doing. Why? Because the last time I was on air, I was vehemently against the public for being reflective of a masquerade party, what I call it, that was not reflective of the best behavior of Bermuda. I went against the people. So if I was open and willing to do that, not because I picked any individual, I call no name. I haven't called nobody's name yet. I'm looking at the offices. I'm looking at my responsibility as a citizen. When I remember one time, I was down Bernard Park following the Gombeys. I'm a Gombey freak, man. I love Gombeys, man.
Yes, I love them.
I love Gombeys, man. I get up from a dinner table and follow Gombeys, man. That's where I carry one. And this particular person saw me behind the Gombeys. I know what they did see because I know how I act. So when they said to me, I didn't know you act like that, dear, I knew they wasn't talking about anything derogatory because I knew what I had done from the time I got in that line behind the Gombeys until I left and went back to my car. So I know whatever they said they saw, it wasn't anything that I would be embarrassed about. It's just that they never saw me that relaxed. And they said, man, I didn't know you had that type of spirit in you, man. I said, I'm a Bermudian, boy. I'm a black Bermudian who has this in my soul, man. I'm not going to deprive myself and hold this back, man. So what I'm getting at is this here. I am who I am, and I try my best to represent the issues in the fullest, regardless if they're for or against. And the intention is for us to protect the best of ourselves, because I'm open for criticism as well.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this here pointing any fingers at anybody.
No.
I'm looking at
I heard the sorry.
No, go ahead.
That thing that comes on before you, it's called Union Talk or something.
Yes, Union Corner.
And I listened to the guy and he said, what are we doing as manager when it comes to representing ourselves on the job?
Yes.
When it comes to being role models for our staff. I said, mercy. I want to say this to you. I'm very well and highly respected on my job for my behavior and the way I carry myself. I say this to you. I'm known for being truthful and transparent. So when people say, hey, what do you think about your manager? That guy is truthful. Yeah, very well. I'm known to be truthful, and I'm known for my honesty, and that's what I like, and I stand on that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I'm saying to us now, as managers or people of responsibility, what are we doing if we have positions in office? Representing ourselves when people look at it. What do they see? I have to cut the show. I have to go and deal with something.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
I can get back to you, but I have to go deal with you real quick.
Thank you for your contributions. Have the rest of a great evening. caller. You're on Balance Matters.
And good night to you, Mr. Shakir.
Good night, dear Mr. Grant. How you doing, my friend?
I'm thankful.
Yes.
That's something that, we must say.
Yes.
We must speak and feel and live.
Yes.
Be thankful.
Yes.
Okay? The waters are rough. The storm is tightening. It hasn't reached
Yes.
its height yet.
Yes.
But let us be thankful.
Yes.
First and foremost. Because one thing we do have is we have each other.
Yes.
Okay? And although forces are trying to rip us apart
Yes.
in the storm, when we look at a storm and you're out there on the water in a boat and the waves are coming and it's hitting you left, right, and center, and the darkness of night, you don't know what to do. Well, what about forces that are trying to rip us totally apart as a people? Spiritually, people, this is a spiritual war first. A spiritual war first. Secondly, it is a race war, people. Now, some people may say, but why is he bringing in race? I'm not bringing in race. Race has been there from the beginning of when one brother came into the world and took out another.
You're breaking up. I don't know. I don't know if you're moving, but you're breaking up. I don't know if you're aware that you're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, you're good now. Yes.
Okay. Well, one brother who envious of another brother and has done things through centuries, and read at this point in time, he has to do absolutely nothing, people, to us, because we are self-inflicting our own pain. And we see representation of, it's not leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about to attack the leader of the country, but I will make one quick statement if he has his people listening in. You need to tidy up your act, because you just don't represent yourself, as you said earlier, Mr. Secretary. He represents the country. Tidy it up. But we as a community, the alarm bells are on, and we have to do for ourselves, and we have to save ourselves, resurrect ourselves. Stop wasting time worrying about everybody else and fix our issues. Don't wait for nobody. Economically, socially, well, politically, we're controlling a house that don't belong to us, but we don't control it. We political success. We want an election and more elections and political. But if you don't know how to use that power, then that power will turn around and destroy you within. I was talking to an MP yesterday, and they me all the different policy changes and so forth, and they said, okay, that got to the nitty-gritty of it. People of the country, meaning healthcare, the people of the country pertaining to.
Well, Grant, your phone is you're breaking up again. It's not good. I don't know what it is that's causing you to break up. Are you traveling?
All right.
I'm
just stopped. I'm on the road. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But no worries.
Continue. You know, because it was breaking up pretty badly just now. Continue.
No worries. Well, okay. I want to leave because I know a lot of people want to call. The gist of it is, I just want people to understand that it is our responsibility to fix our issues. And if we unite together, we can press the government to do anything. Our forefathers showed us that. You started off your monologue showing us that.
Yes.
And the obstacles they had.
Yes.
So why can't we do it now?
Yes.
And I'm not saying we have to march. I'm not saying that we have to fight physically. I'm saying that we can press the persons who look like us up on the field, and we can demand the things we truly need. Not only for our community, but for the country. Bermuda is at war with the rest of the world, people. That's why everyone's coming here and buying. Did you see, Mr. I'm going to leave on this note. It was printed today that the housing market, as far as buying, is at an all-time high, surging. Well, who's buying up all your land and real estate? Is it us? So we need to understand that white and black Bermudians and Portuguese Bermudians, if we keep staying in our bubbles, then we will become non-existent. We will not be the force that we once was or still are. And if you think I'm just talking to talk, it's real and it's happening. In any case, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to go back into the listening podium and listen, because I do enjoy listening nowadays. And doing the work out there on the streets, people.
Yes.
Out here. Jesus didn't just sit up in a church. Muhammad didn't just sit up in a church. Come out here. And the real work of some things, people.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Actually,
you making that last point. There's something in the Lord's Prayer that he taught his disciples, and it's a portion that has a lot of weight to it. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. A lot of people don't attach to the on earth. Everybody's spending time wanting to go to heaven, but the prayer that they say every day reminds us that the first thing that came before the heaven was the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
So that speaks to how much we have a responsibility to the issues amongst us whilst we're living. We have to commit to addressing the issues that are worthy of our attention while we are living on earth, if we want to make the kingdom in paradise.
Yeah.
Because if we fail to do our duty to each other, the Creator will not be happy with us. He wants us, he says, you know, how could you say you love me and you don't visit the very one that's near you every day? How could you say you love me? So we're reminded of that. When I say that, I'm not pointing no fingers at anybody. I'm reminded of that. And that's why I feel committed to be answering to myself when I say, am I really sincere in when I bring the issues like I do, and what it is that I would like to achieve? Because what I like to achieve is in the best interest of us.
Yes.
What is not good for you, it harms me just as much. So God knows, man, how could I sit by and know that we're being threatened, our future's being threatened, and not stand up and try to do something about it, man? And I believe there are people better than me, man, that if we were to stop long enough and accept that, hey, it's an obligation on us to come forward and let other people hear what you have that can benefit us, because if you've been blessed with it, why keep it to yourself? And I'm saying that to listeners right now. When I drove down to this studio, I was really putting a lot of attention to people I've been in school with, people that I read blogs on a daily basis on the social media. And they act like they are so aware But yet, when it comes on to them picking up the phone and saying, I might not be able to say everything you're looking for, but at least I know that we should be thinking about these things, and we should want to understand these things, so we should want to talk to each other about these things. If they were to get the courage enough to stand up and do that, it would make me feel better. But no, some people that know better will rather hold it to themselves and have their opinions about what we say on the show, but have no courage to help us to promote and project the ideas forward in the interest of us getting the concepts and the intentions. Because I don't believe that I'm always right. God knows I'm not always right, but I know that. I know that I have a drill sergeant called wife that lets me know that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So I don't try to come across as knowing it all, man, or can't be corrected. But I cannot afford to be inconsistent or to be insincere and to point fingers at individuals without seeing myself first. I can't afford to do that. Thank you very much, Mr. Grant.
Thank you.
Have the rest of a great evening.
You too. Be blessed. Yeah.
The number is 297-1027. We're talking Balance Matters. The lines are open. We know you're on Balance Matters.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm just going to turn down my radio, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say, Mr. Cromwell.
Yes.
I am very proud of you tonight. And the fact that you have spoken what everyone on this island knows is the truth. And I applaud you for that. And I would want you to continue that. I don't care if they take you off the radio, but hey, you stand your ground and speak your truth. Because what you're saying is truth about our country. And others that have called in feel the same way like a lot of us. And then we just sit by. We the people have power and we don't realize that we have it. And that's the sad part. We sit in our little corners and we speak and we talk and we complain. But when it's time for action, when it's time to do the right thing, we don't do it. We're afraid. Fear is the enemy of all things.
Yes.
And what you started out with was something that was powerful, okay? About if you don't know where you come from, you will never know the direction that you have to go.
Yes.
And the behavior of people in politics or in high places that represent the office, you are correct. It's not the individual that you're attacking, it's the office.
Yeah.
When you accept that position in that office, then you have to, as this church bulletin says, govern yourself accordingly.
Yes.
And this is not what's going on.
Yes.
And we, the people, need to step up.
Yes.
We need to be able to call it out like you have done tonight. And I'm very proud of you for doing that, because we are doing a lot of things and we are pulling a lot of things into our midst that is not Bermudian. It is not our culture. And the behavior of women as a woman.
Yes.
When I look and see how women go out, it is embarrassing and it is truly disrespectful to women.
Yes.
How they go out and dress. And man, allow it, because if that's your wife or your girlfriend and you're willing to sacrifice her just going out pretty much naked in the public, then wow, that's pretty deep.
That says a lot. It says a lot.
It says a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so we need to really, really think about Bermuda. All of the issues that we have stem from a lot of these social issues, all the issues we are going to have. And these things are compounding right now. The homeless, those that can't get jobs, those that don't have so much, is a compounding of all of the things that we have allowed to come and just distract us from doing the things. Back in the day when I was growing up, people helped one another. They helped you build a house. They helped you to do things. But today, everyone is for themselves, and they are just caught up in a whole lot of stuff that is distracting them from the facts. And then when the blinders come off and they really see the facts, the truth, they can't take it. They get mad. They get mad at you for calling it out. But it's not you. It's the truth. It's the truth. Whether you say it or not, it will always be the truth. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for tonight and for what you have done to be able to call out right as right and wrong as wrong.
Let me say this, and I thank you for your encouragement in making me feel that it was worth taking the stand. Look, it doesn't make me feel good to look. I couldn't tell you the last time I had to say something like this on talk radio, because if I have a better choice, a better option, I'll take the better option. But when it comes around to unavoidable consequences, when we are held accountable, when things are made public, when things are represented openly, when we have representation that hurts more than it helps, it's better for you to help your brother or your sister by reminding them of what they're doing that's hurting themselves. Now, that's what my job, my responsibility was to hold this thing to account. It became public. All what I've spoken of is public. I'm not talking about no private life. I'm talking about what we know of publicly. And we are now faced with having to be someone like Eva Hudson, Dr. Eva Hudson, that had for the whole of her life an institution that was supported by corruption. She spent her life trying to correct that. She went to the end. I interviewed her. I know how she was thinking. She spent her life until the end saying she knew what was better for the country, and she encouraged us to try to achieve those things that's better for the country. And there's still a lot of work to be done. But in order to represent the issues correctly, we've got to accept what's our responsibility in those positions. Whatever positions we have, if we are public servant, we have the responsibility to represent that office that we are expected to represent on the highest level.
Of course, absolutely, because if not, you are causing other people to disrespect us.
Yes.
They don't have any respect for what we say or what we do, because your mouth doesn't match what your actions say.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's a problem too.
Yes, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this also while you're on the air. You know, as much as I am being very forceful in what's important, Mr. Speaker, on the issues that I've talked about thus far, if and when an individual says, I face and accept the error of my ways, I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm seeking your forgiveness, and I'm going to try my best to clean this up by having that which I do thereafter be upright. That will make you feel better than what I faulted in. If an individual was to say that, we're going to humbly say we accept and then work towards trying to help them to get back to where they need to be. That's the other side of the equation. I'm not going to sit by and let somebody denigrate something or talk about an issue with incorrect information, and I know better and I don't correct that. I won't sit by and let that happen. Not me.
No.
So when I take this stand that I've taken, it's not taken lightly. I don't feel good having to do this. But it's something I can't avoid. Why? Because it speaks to that which I stand for. I'm trying to be upright too.
Yeah, we all are. We're trying to be the best citizens that we can be in the country.
And we're to pull off each other. And that's why I'm choosing to talk while you're on the phone, because I'm pulling off of you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the sense that you put the focus on what you thought was worthy of being recognized. I appreciate it. I thank you, and I didn't do it for the sake of being recognized. I'm accountable because I know better, and I want to help because we need our servants to be the best they can be, and when we help them in reminding them of what is better to do. That's how we're helping tonight. We're not going after the individual. We're helping each other tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be you tomorrow, my dear. It could be you tomorrow. It could be me tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
What they say? He was out sin, cast the first stone.
Mm-hmm.
God knows, man. I'm not no angel, man. I may slip.
We aren't here on this earth to be, so holy and righteous.
Yeah. No.
We can't put our feet on the ground. That's not what this is about.
No.
What it's about is having the respect that we, as Bermudians,
Yes.
we pride ourselves, and we've come from a generation of people that were respectful.
Yes.
People that, like some of your callers said, have told their children, when you leave here, this house, you represent us, your parents, and your family line.
Yes.
And anybody that has anything to say, the first thing that okay, that's the first thing that they would identify that person that's doing something untoward.
Yes.
So, you have that obligation to be able to represent your family
Yes.
very well.
Yes.
So, even more so,
Yes.
if you are in a leading position that you have to represent your country and your people, you have that much more, because to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes. In fact,
Okay?
I'm going to remind you of something that you just brought to my attention. Whenever we have, like, the athletes that go out there and represent our country, when they misbehave, don't they get sent to them?
Oh, yeah.
So we quickly let them know we're not going to leave you wherever you are representing us in a way that we're not happy. Pack your bags and come home right away. That's what we tell them. So this is no different. This is no different. We can't say one thing and do something else because it deals with another group of us.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't do that. That's why I'm giving such recognition to Dr. Eva Hudson. When I think about why I was feeling like I was feeling, it's supported by the very material in this great book, Second Class Citizens, First Class Man. Why? Because been there, done that. We have examples, and we could draw from these examples because we have history that supports these viewpoints that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is not crumble talking. We're talking about facts. And some of this stuff, you could see, hey, when it happened over there, see the results, but it can be no different. We are not going to be any different. Thank you very much, young lady, for your contribution.
Welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You do likewise. Have the rest of a great evening.
Thank you.
The number is 297-1027. You are talking Balance Matters.
Mr. Shakir, I'm calling back. I'm listening to the conversation that you had with the young lady.
Yes.
And you said you were talking basically about forgiveness, even though you didn't come right out and say that.
Yes.
But as Maya Angelou says in her poem, which people cut it short, when people show you who they are, believe them, right?
Yes.
So when a person shows a certain behavior, and it's not the first time you're seeing it or the second time you're seeing it, that gets ingrained in your head.
Yes.
So when you're around people that's supposed to look at you in a certain position, how are they supposed to take you serious?
Yes. And that's a very good point you're making.
So when you were talking about, we're all we're all not angels.
Yes.
We all have something to answer to.
Yes. Yes.
But what do you do when someone's in a position and they keep displaying a certain behavior, and we're supposed to just say, okay, he's human or she's human, and let's move forward. And I want to thank you again for bringing the topic up, because it seemed like the other talk shows didn't want to touch it. They never brought it up. And I wondered if the people would be able to get the opportunity to express how they felt. So I want to thank you again for bringing it up the way you did.
When I think about people like yourselves, and I'm telling you, man, I'm resting on your spirit. Why I do what I do has a lot to do with what's better for us in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be willing to make major sacrifices, to make the necessary changes that's going to represent the best of ourselves when it comes down to our intentions and our goals and objectives as people, not as my friend, my member,
yes.
my family, or
That's right.
or my religious buddy. It's none of that. It has to
That's
do.
right. It's not a friends and family.
No, it's none of that.
That's right.
It's none of that. And I'm saying that unless we say, that's why I loved what one of my mentors said when he says, and I'm going to repeat it while you're on the phone, to take on minds, personalities, and behaviors from the influences of the confused, degenerate culture exposes the weakness in the followers.
Mm-hmm.
We, as supporters, we're sometimes seen as followers, And
that's right.
Yeah, we're followers because we're supposed to be following the best instincts, the best behavior. So we're not always leaders. When we're supporters, we're good followers. But we're not supposed to be following the things that diminish our behavior.
And if you're going to follow somebody, you want to follow the best of them.
Yes.
You don't want to be led by somebody that's going to lead you somewhere that's going to place you in harm, your children or grandchildren.
Yes, and let me say this, that if I was to experience that I see you in danger, I'm supposed to immediately find a solution to relieve you of your threat. I'm not supposed to wait, because if I wait, it will cost your life.
You're supposed to be proactive instead of reactive.
And I'm supposed to be immediate. Because if it's of a threat to you, I should want to relieve you of your threat.
That's right. Absolutely.
So that's the spirit in which I'm doing this tonight. God knows. God knows, man.
Thank you again. And I'll continue to listen off air.
And I thank you for representing it like you have. And I'm the beneficiary of people like yourselves. And it always, look, if I made a mistake in doing and approaching these issues in the last 2 weeks like I have, I'm willing to back away, accept my faults, and appeal for correction, and thereafter take the opportunity to be better. That's
to hear people say that you may go off the air because you're brought up a certain topic, hopefully we're drawing the wrong conclusion, because there's supposed to be freedom of speech and expression.
Yes.
And it's called a talk show. Now, we don't expect for people to call up and be, using profanity, but they should be able to express how they feel, and the host should be able to encourage that without denigrating anybody.
Yes.
You should be able to, if people just express themselves on Facebook and WhatsApp, and we didn't have the option of a talk show, then they may express themselves in another way that may not be a good way.
Look,
so we have to be grateful for the talk shows as well.
Look, your point is a strong point right now, what you're talking about right now. When it comes around to issues, I try my best to prevent anything that doesn't have evidence-based support. I try not to promote anything on this show and allow anyone to push an issue without evidence-based support.
Right.
I will not let that happen knowingly. Now, if I'm not aware that it's happening and I can be pulled up for letting it happen, right away I'm going to apologize and say, hey, I slipped up, because definitely I do not want to allow that to happen, because this show is not about pulling each other down. We're come together to try to strengthen each other and find solutions and not pull each other down. This program is designed to have discussion with the objective of finding solutions. And you can only find solutions when you have strong evidence-based issues and information.
Yeah. And things happen in the community that people will bring to the talk show. If it's anything that's not truth, that will be found out too.
Yes.
But
yes.
If you're behaving a certain way or certain things are being said, and there's proof and people are bringing it to the fore, then the persons have to be accountable for it.
Yes. Yes.
I watched Sir John Swan's funeral the other day, and I said, it's amazing the things that can be said about a person when they're deceased. And my mom used to always say, give me my flowers while I'm living.
Yes.
But, what will people say about an individual once they're gone?
Yes.
And some people don't care. They don't care.
Well,
other people's opinion doesn't matter. But it just makes you wonder, when you conduct yourself a certain way, are you thinking how your children's going to look at it down the road, or your grandchildren? You might have achieved a certain position that has made them proud, but you put yourself in a position where they would say, Mom or Dad, what were you thinking?
Yes. Look.
But anyway.
Let me say this before you go off, this last thing. When it comes around to the types of things that I'm so quick and willing to promote, it has to do with when we could stand on something because the information supports itself. I've said just a couple days ago, and I'm telling you the gospel truth, I said to this individual who was talking to me about a particular matter, I said, listen, let me go right at it. I'm not in the habit of having to defend people.
Right.
I'm in the habit of bringing information that supports what they're doing, and the information protects them better than I can. You get my point?
Yeah.
I don't have to defend a person that's already got works that can protect themselves or support them without my presence. If your work speaks for itself, you could be protected and defended by your works. So I said to this individual, look, you could talk about what you're talking about, but let me tell you something. My response is that I'm going to bring the evidence that supports what you're saying that's going to support you. I don't need to support you. I'm going to let the evidence that I bring support you.
Right, that's right.
You see where I'm going there? So,
yep, and that's where we go back to, when people show you who they are.
Yeah, and that's the best I could do. And when I think about it like that, therefore the grace of God go I. I'm hoping that I could stay focused to allow that which supports my action to protect me. because sometimes I may be unaware that I'm saying something incorrectly.
True.
What's important?
Or even behaving a certain way.
Yes, that's right.
Somebody bring it to your
That's
attention,
right.
and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even think.
That's
you
right.
know.
And I would say, oh, man, I didn't intend that. Please forgive
Right.
me. Yeah. So I thank you very much for your contribution tonight. I thank you profusely. And hopefully
Thank you.
we could only get better when it comes to our intention and our desire.
And sometimes being deliberate in doing something,
Yes.
and then asking for forgiveness. You
Yes.
gotta stop and think that it's done. People's already formed an opinion, and you gotta deal with the consequence of that.
Yes. Thank you, Connie.
Okay. Have a good evening.
You do likewise. Caller, you on Balance Matters.
Hey, Brother Cromwell, I just want to concur with everybody's comments. Let me just say this real quick. The Honorable Michael Weeks, Minister of National Security, several months back did an interview with Keenan, and he said that there is a new initiative that the government was putting that they were going to implement, that the public can come to the government with any type of concerns or complaints, and they are going to deal with it openly, transparently, and publicly. We're yet to see that. And the reason why we as people in the community are so restless and so upset at stuff the way it's going, because there's no accountability. And, you know, there's so many things that I could say tonight. You have done what I concern myself with is like, I have to say it. Like the Honorable Glenn Blakeney, who I respect highly, and he knows it. Will the Honorable Glenn Blakeney replay your show during the day at some point? Because this is a segment right here that needs to be re-aired and replayed, but more importantly, because of his connection with the present administration, government administration in the PLP. It talks like this, that the Premier David Burt and his party, his cabinet, should be made to sit and listen to the concerns of the people, listen to your dialogue, listen to the complaints, and this is what they don't do. You know, and let me say this without calling names. Everybody that I listen to and talk to, as far as a moderator is concerned, I love it. But there's one particular person who I won't name that comes on the same radio station on the weekend. On a Sunday, I'm Pentecostal, I can dress it up, you know who I'm talking about. And he is so biased in this sense, and it's not personal attacks. He would not address something like what you're addressing right now, and he knows his leader's wrong. And things like that really disturb me, because, man, at the end of the day, people are suffering in this country. The thing that I believe, and believe it or not, let me tell you something. I don't know how good your memory is, because I know you're only going 59. Listen, do you remember one time you said to me, right there at the BIU building, right? You were cutting my hair and we were talking politics. You said, let me tell you something, boss. I don't want to hear this about we don't have solutions. And I'll never forget it. Like, you're like Reverend Dr. Bishop Goodwin C. Smith, my spiritual father. You guys say stuff that sticks with me. And you said to me, listen, boy, don't tell me we don't have solutions. Every problem that we have in this country, we got these solutions right in front of us. But are we willing to do what needs to be done in order to implement it? You know, that stuck with me now. Probably, I'm with my wife 35 years. And this was before I married her. So it's got to be close to 40 years. And I'm trying to tell you, man, don't ever take for granted the young black males in whose life you helped to shape. Okay? Now, I tell people all the time, the good side of me comes from people like Reverend Dr. Goodwin C. Smith. I can put your name and others in there. Now, you want to get the bad side of me, that comes from Tushy Boy. I'll tell you, he took no nonsense. And that part of me from Theater Hill will show you the other side of the wheel. That, in reality, was suffering. I'll end it like this. All of, and I'm taking you back to your words, all of the issues that we're dealing with today in this country, the solutions are right in front of us. And when we have talks like this, it's imperative that these people that claim that we have the power, when they come around your door election time, they tell the electorate, you are the ones with the power. You are the ones that hire us. We represent you. But then when you go to them and ask them to do such and such and deal with such and such, what are they doing? Like I'll throw a wrench in the wheel. Give you a good IE. Doctor, the former chief medical officer, Dr. Io, this man came to Bermuda, left Bermuda, and I'm not maligning, I won't disrespect him. This guy leaves Bermuda, tells the Gazette, thank you, Bermuda, for your time, your service. I have an emergency back in the UK, and I'm going back to my family, and I'm thanking you for my time and service. And I've been asking politician after politician, including the leader, Edward David Burt, even wrote into his office. So why did this man leave? Now, I know the answer. I'm not going to put it out on here. But then he's back here in a prominent position that was tailor-made and never advertised in Bermuda to see even a Bermudian could be in that position to take that position. And I know that's what the position is. And it's dangerous, man. Because if I can go loosely, I'll say some things that I won't put it out on here. But I'm saying it's a lot of things that the government needs to sit and listen to. And you're a very intelligent man in the sense, one thing, when you put this show out there called Balance Matters, I've never known you to be a person that don't strike a balance all the way back to the 70s, man. And we're up in 2026. Okay? I'm getting Earl Grey, dopey, and senile, and you're getting younger. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. You've been the same all the way through. Nobody's kissing your backside. But I hope the Honorable Graham Blakeney, when he listens to this, Mr. Blakeney, please, man, for the love of God. Is it anyway? You say you're going to take the Jordan thing and put it on YouTube. And I hope you put this on YouTube so we can send it out to all of our WhatsApp and all of our social media so people can hear the whole segment does that didn't have a chance to hear it, because I've got loads of politicians on my contacts. And I want them to sit and listen to you and recognize they have to be held accountable. And the reason why we're in the mess that we're in, because they follow the leader, follow the leader. And you know, long enough you hear these songs, follow the leader, follow the leader. And if your buddy follows the leader, grinding a piece of lobster with his tongue hanging out, no, that is not acceptable. What is acceptable is right now representation of the suffering that our people are going through and what they're faced with, and being able to meet the people in the suffering where they are and alleviate that suffering the way that we can. And we can do it literally before the end of the year for a lot of families. But this government is not. It's like they're not geared for us. And I'm frightened because the delegates, man, they make the choice in October who's going to be your next leader. And it's almost, and I'm going to say allegedly, seemingly for legalities, and this is my opinion, and people that listen to me on a regular, they know where I'm going. If we allow the wrong person to get in, based on the criteria of their actions on the floor of the House, follow me, who has shown to be dysfunctional on the floor of the House, and I call it no name, who has shown themselves to be of a character on the floor of the House, I can certainly tell you one thing. It's not Mr. Curtis Dickinson. That man is proved to be an astute leader, a man that I believe that can run this country well. And I'm not promoting or trying to put out a promotion, but what I am saying, even if somebody else threw their hat in the ring right now at this late stage, we need a leader that can turn this thing around and take us into the right direction instead of selling Bermuda out to the highest bidder while we're making our people suffer. Austin Thomas, last comment and I'll go. Sir Austin Thomas, on the floor of the House, I don't know if you remember this, back I believe in the early 90s, told a blueprint of what he saw coming to Bermuda, the drugs, all of that. And what we're living today, he said, I see the day coming where we're going to have the haves and the have-nots. In other words, the entire middle class that we enjoy, that has made it good, our moms, our dads, taxi drivers, hotel workers, all got a piece of the rock, built their houses, all of that. Didn't go to college, but they had a piece of the rock. He said, the day is coming. You're going to see all the middle class wiped out, and there's going to be no middle class at all. You're going to have the haves and the have-nots in this country. And, of course, certain people in the PLB say, sit down, preacher, sit down. Sit down. This is not Sunday morning. I was in the gallery when they said it. Sit down. This is not Sunday morning. This is not your pulpit. But where are we today? And I say, God bless his life, his legacy, and his memory. And Cromwell, I hope if there's any form of threat that there's a possibility that they want to pull you off on the carpet. I know my mate Corey Butterfield, Willie Ferguson can't speak openly and publicly about why they're not on the air. But I feel I know who's behind it and why. And if tonight's segment and any other segment has rubbed some people politically the wrong way, because you got the people now thinking for themselves, not being controlled by the manipulators politically speaking, we can now have a people that maybe, just maybe, we can start something that we can stand together, stay together, and while we're up together, make the change together. And let us be the change, not the leaders in power. They have to listen to us and do as we command, because guess what? At the end of the day, you get paid by who? The public purse. Thank you, Cromwell.
Have the rest of a great evening.
You too.
We have approximately 6 minutes left for the program. The lines are open. The number is 297-1027. We're talking Balance Matters. Calling on Balance Matters.
I hope you don't mind me calling back for just a quick second. I had a quick emergency. I had to get off the train real quick.
Okay.
First of all, just want to say I don't see I'm taking you off the air.
Go ahead.
I don't see I'm taking you off the air. And the other thing I just wanted to say, this was a beautiful show tonight. What a beautiful show. With that, keep up the good work.
Thank you very much. I hope things went well for you. That emergency.
I just had to deal with something.
Okay.
If we're in bed, I just had to deal with something.
I'm just glad that it came out in the way that you're pleased. Thank you very much.
Everything was well. Just one quick thing before I
go ahead.
When I became an elder in the church, I've been in the church 35 years.
Yeah.
The last 12 years I've been elder.
Yes.
An old fella, about 90 years old, took me up his house. He said, listen to me. Don't take the position because it's a big, nice, pristine position. Take the position because you want to please God. He said, that's all I'm saying to you. You can go back to the church and say, I'm not ready to be an elder. Or you can pray to God and say, God, fill me with your spirit so I can please you. No matter what we do in this world,
Yes.
We still have to stand up. We're going to follow somebody, brother. I hope I can say this. Whether you're going to follow Satan, they'll go ahead. If you're going to follow God, they'll go ahead. But that fella told me to take the position as an elder in the church.
Yes.
You know, take on God's character. I'm telling you now, before you say yes, Kirk, go back and think about whether you want this or not. If that, have the rest of a good night, sir.
You do likewise, sir. Be safe. The number is 297-1027. We're talking Balance Matters. We try our best to encourage one another to come forward with the best contributions possible. Calling on Balance Matters.
Yes, good evening, brother. Secure. Yeah, man, I'm out here on the ocean tonight, so I just want to make a point really, really clear to especially the leaders of this country.
Yes.
They have to start listening to what we bring forward, because they are supposed to take heed from what we put out.
Yes.
For instance, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about the parade. They paraded on Iran, right?
Yes.
That was disrespectful, right?
Yes.
What I mean by that, right?
Yes.
We are teaching the young ones, right, about all that type of stuff. We don't need that in this country. It's evil. We're not saying stop it. All we're saying, right, is clean it up. Right, Shakir?
Yes.
That's all we're saying. Now, if they will go around and attack, that shows you, right, they are not listening to us. Because it comes to a part, right, where it starts to take, money gets involved, right? People put all this money out there. They are forgetting about the next generation of our people, right?
Yes.
And it has to stop. And I'm going to say this. I had to fire my representative in Somerset. And I told him right to his face. Because he was representing me and my family and others in that neighborhood. right?
Yes.
And he took offense to it. But I said, but you deserve everything that you get. Because it's not right what you're doing. I had several meetings with him, right? And he refused to clean his stuff up, right?
Yes.
But security, I'm telling you right now, bro, right? They can't come at you, because you know why? Our Creator's got you. You bring things to the table and solutions.
Yes.
That's very, very important to our humanity. See? And they can't stop that. We deal with creation
Yes.
the proper way.
Yes.
It's not all this other stuff they talk about. To me, it's confusing.
Yes.
If they start to listen to the people overseas, right, or our representatives over there, that needs to be shut down. We have also talked about CARICOM. All this type of stuff we're trying to put together so we can have a better Bermuda and a better generation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So all I'm saying, man, hold your head high, Shakira, right? And all of us, we must hold our head high, right, and fix these problems that's coming our way. And that's what this show is all about. Solutions.
Thank you for your contributions tonight.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Kindly, and be safe on the waters and your safe return to the mainland.
Thank you, my brother. I really needed that too by myself tonight, but thank God, man. Give me the strength.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. God bless.
Be safe, my brother.
Yes, brother.
Well, it's now 9:30. I cannot take any more calls. To take on the minds, personalities, and behavior from the influences of the confused, degenerate culture exposes the weakness in the follower. In a land of plenty, and Bermuda is a land of plenty, we will not be successful with a weakness like that. I thank you for all that you contributed to Balance Matters this evening. Tune in next week. Have the rest of a great evening.
Bermuda Live on YouTube. Subscribe now.